I've been living in this house for about 10 years now, and I've always felt like I was being watched. I've never seen anything, but I can just feel it. Like there's someone out there, in the woods, just waiting for me to make a mistake. It started a few months ago. I was walking home from work late one night, and I saw a figure standing in the shadows of the trees. I couldn't make out any details, but I could tell it was a man. He just stood there, watching me, as I walked by. I tried to forget about it, but I couldn't. I started having nightmares about the man in the woods. In my dreams, he would chase me through the trees, his face hidden in the shadows. I would always wake up before he caught me, but I could still feel his breath on my neck. I started to avoid going outside at night. I would stay inside and watch TV or read a book, anything to keep my mind off the man in the woods. But I knew he was still out there, waiting for me. One night I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning in bed, trying to get comfortable. I finally gave up and got out of bed. I went to the kitchen to get a glass of water. As I was standing in the kitchen, I heard a noise outside. I went to the window and looked out. I couldn't see anything, but I could hear the sound of someone moving through the trees. I froze. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to call the police, but I was afraid that if I made a sound, the man would hear me. I stood there for a few minutes, just listening. The sound of movement in the trees stopped. I waited a few more minutes, and then I went back to bed. I didn't sleep well that night, and I kept thinking about the man in the woods. I was afraid that he was going to come for me. The next day I went to the police. I told them about the man in the woods, but they didn't believe me. They said that there was no one in the woods and that I was just imagining things. I know what I saw, and I know what I heard. I'm not crazy. The man in the woods is real, and he's out there, waiting for me. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid to go outside, and I'm afraid to stay inside. I'm afraid for my life. I decided to set a trap for the man in the woods. I went to the hardware store and bought a motion sensor light and a camera. I set up the light and camera in the woods behind my house. That night, I waited. I sat in my living room, watching TV and waiting for the motion sensor light to go off. About an hour after I went to bed, the motion sensor light went off. I jumped up and ran to the window. I looked out and I saw the man in the woods. He was standing in the light, looking at my house. I took a picture of the man with my phone, and I then called the police and told them what I had seen. The police came and took the picture. They said that they would investigate, but I haven't heard anything from them since. I'm still afraid. I don't know if the man in the woods is still out there, but I'm not taking any chances. I've bought a gun, and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm just trying to live my life, but I know that the man in the woods is out there, somewhere, and I know that he's watching me.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you want to hear more scary stories, please subscribe and I'll keep them coming. Until next time.